Good evening, good late afternoon. We're going to get started, and I'm going to start off by thanking everybody in the room for sticking with us to this late hour. I know it's late in the day and it's been a long day, but I think everybody will certainly agree that it's been an incredibly productive and informative day. The exchange of ideas and the discussions have been fabulous, and I want to thank each and every one of you for being with us today and contributing, participating in those discussions. We're going to continue now with this particular panel, which you may know from your agenda today, is the discussion on lessons learned and the way forward. Let me just start off by saying thank you to everybody who's been a part of organizing this. It's the first day is any indication of the entire event. I think we're we're getting ready for the next couple days of some incredible exchange of ideas and some really good discussion. So thank you to everybody who's been a part of this. We'll do some fuller thank yous towards the end, but I wanted to let some folks know that I'm thinking about them and really appreciate them. Some of the people that I really appreciate are the members of our panel up here today. I will say that we're going to try and just shoot through this a little bit because it's the end of the day, and I'm sure everybody is kind of thinking to themselves, I didn't think I'd be here at 5:30. But let me just quickly introduce the members of our panel today. They are some distinguished members of the critical thinking group around renewable energies and the integration of large-scale amounts of renewable energy into the Indian grid. There are some of the premier thought leaders in this area, and I think we're very honored to have them with us today. Let me start off with Mr. Reyna, who is from NTPC. Mr. Reyna comes to us today with a long history of experience and work with NTPC. He joined in 1986 and has been with them as a senior advisor and, more importantly, as a executive director in the renewable energies sector. So we're very happy to have Mr. Reyna with us this afternoon. I want to also introduce Simon Mueller. He's with the International Energy Agency. I'll probably refer to it as the IEA going forward. And he's responsible for the grid and systems integration of renewables program at IEA. He joined them in 2010, authored a number of papers, a highly respected member of this discussion worldwide. Thank you for joining us, Simon. We're also very delighted to have Professor Clemens Hoffman. He's the director at the Fraunhofer Institute for Wind Energy and Energy Systems Technology. He's worked for several years in various positions at Siemens, including the Corporate Technology Center and the Smart Grid Project, also a member of the governing board of the House of Energy in Hesse. Next person on our panel, of course, is Mr. Markus Wippur. I'm sure you all know Markus. He's currently the Deputy Director of the Indo-German Energy Program and heads the iGen Green Energy Corridor project on large-scale grid integration of renewable energy. He's worked in various industrial and development cooperation projects in Eastern Europe, in Central Asia, and South Asia, and Southeast Asia. We're always excited to have Markus a part of a panel because he brings an incredible amount of intellectual capital as well as good fodder for discussion and debate. We're honored to have Jacqueline Cochran. Dr. Cochran is a good friend, one of our implementing partners. She is at the National Renewable Energies Laboratory in Colorado, a part of the Department of Energy. She's the manager of the Markets and Policy Group at NREL. She's also a lead author of the POSICO Co-Led Grid Integration Study of India that was released here just recently by the former Minister of Power. Prior to working at NREL, Dr. Cochran also worked with Kimep University in Almaty, Kazakhstan, and she also served as a Peace Corps volunteer, which I did as well, and so we have a shared kindred around that issue. Mr. S.K. Soni, of course, is an advisor at POSICO, and I'm sure everybody in the room knows S.K. Soni, and that's probably why I wasn't going to introduce him. But he's a leader in this field, of course, and he served as the CEO at POSICO, the Power System Operation Corporation, for many years. And he continues to be an advisor to POSICO and to the government of India, and for that matter, to a multitude of donors and advisors in this sector. He's one of those pieces of the intellectual capital here in India that pretty much none of us could do without. He's a powerhouse in this area, but he's also very much a friend of this line of thinking and of this important work. So we're glad to have Mr. Soni with us here today as well. All right, let's move on to what I think is the crux of this. I have a couple questions that I'm going to pose and try to seed the discussion, but I'm also going to leave it up to our participants to kind of run with the ball and make of it what they will. If you don't mind, it's in no particular order or ranking, but I'm going to start with Mr. Reyna. I think Post2Go is a very important player here, and so is NTPC. So let me ask my friend, Mr. Reyna from NTPC. I know at NTPC you've recently been engaged in reshaping the strategy and the operations that align the Ministry of Power's objectives and the vision of increasing renewable energy share in the overall portfolio. I know there was comments made earlier about renewable energy is resulting in large-scale integration in India, which is very true. But I think it's also important to note that bringing the states together around this integration has also brought some 28 different countries together here today in this particular meeting. So integration and pulling together has resulted in integration and pulling together here. And I wonder if, Mr. Reyna, you could talk to us a little bit about all of that.